Welcome guys to a new video. This video we're gonna be doing is gonna be the 2023 full rock and metal. I kind of know few of them, right? Of course, I'm not gonna lie, I know a few of them. This is just gonna be kind of a bit of a random video. I mean, the Grammys always suck, and everyone knows. Even people who just don't listen just to rock know it sucks. So, but yeah, I kind of want to just do this, um just do this because I got so much to say in a way. I think everyone who has opinion about rock or metal has to say a lot about Grammys. Not just the Grammys, but Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is garbage too. How the heck is Iron Maiden still? I don't think Iron Maiden is still Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Are Iron Maiden and Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? I still won't believe they are, which is just hilarious how they're not. It's just it doesn't make sense to me. Um, but let's do this. So best rock performance, right? Brian Adams, we had obviously. I thought first it was Ryan Adams, was kind of makes sense, but Brian Adams just doesn't make any sense for me. It doesn't really make sense to me because there's newer rock musicians out there. Like, as much as I'm not a big fan of Greta Van Fleet, Greta Van Fleet at least makes sense. I know they had an album last year. I don't remember if it was early in 2022 or later in 2022, but I know they had one in 2022. It might have been early in 2022, so it may not have been counted as 2023. But still, there were a lot of there were a lot of decent pop punk musicians. Even like most people think of Machine Gun Kelly or like stuff like that. People trying to copy him like Lil Huddy and stuff like that. But there's actually few good stuff out there in pop punk, like Spanish Love Songs. I don't think they have released anything last year, so they can qualify for this. But they have released some decent stuff. I know not Knuckle Puck, Boston Manor, I think, have released some stuff. But like, there's some good pop punk in there, and then you have a cover of a Neil Young song, which is more than 50 years old. Don't get me wrong, that Neil Young song is good, and Beck has good songs. Don't get me wrong, but man, why is a cover of an older song part of a rock performance, right? And then okay, every other one, okay, I kind of get it. Again, Ozzy, mean there's definitely yeah, there's definitely younger artists than Ozzy, but okay, I get it. And then we got Patient Number 9. I think personally this should have won. This one is kind of a joke for me at least. It's not a joke because I think she's a good vocalist and a good singer and good songwriter. I do think that, but I think she's in the same, for me, in the same boat as Chris Stapleton in a way, where they make this folk rock kind of. At least her first few albums were folk rock. Later albums were more Americana kind of style, with tendency more lenient just to the countryside. Her earlier stuff did go to the folk rock side, but I wouldn't call her like best of everything that was released. I think for me, Turnstile, even giving it to even this, as much as this is an old head pick, really, I would just give it to this was Jeff Beck, and Jeff Beck was one of the greatest guitarists out there, just to say, just to give it that, they could have gave one consolation award. And here, best metal performance is crazy for me as well, right? Because I believe they're definitely, Megadeth didn't release a great album in my opinion, and they've been kind of suffering for the last couple of years of just doing the same stuff over and over again. And there's definitely a lot of better metal musicians that have not even been on here, like Lorna Shore, Loath, Spirit Box, who released all stuff, even Trivium. So there's a lot of stuff that was Architects. I don't know if Architects released. I know they released stuff, but I don't know if there was like the start of the year or it could have been end of 2021. My dates are not great, but I know there was so much great metal. Like even Rollo Tomasi gave some like newer band, this is that, give them, the recognition, I guess. But give Megadeth, even Muse, Kill or Be Killed. This is not even. This is probably the best song off the album. Don't get me wrong, off their new album, which wasn't great, really. It just wasn't good. It was like Muse just need to, like, their lyrical stuff has just gone to this kind of, I don't know, just shine down, similar to Shine Down, right? They did good stuff, like, or like their album of Origins, I think it's called. I think it's Origins. It was a good album. Symmetry. I think Symmetry. I think it was called Symmetry of Origins. Showbiz. I do like that album a lot too. I'm not great with the album's names. The one that was just Starlight in the Stereo was good as well. I'm not great with album names. Okay. Um, you know. So yeah. I know there's another, like, they started going bad around when they released drones. In my opinion, that's when they started sinking. Now I'm trying to remember stuff because I'm not great at remembering stuff. Um, but Megadeth have not been doing great. Ghost, Call Me Little Sunshine, the Go Go Goat, I think was something Goat. I know it was a better song than this. And metal, you can argue it. You definitely can argue it. I don't have a problem with. I think kind of being a genre police is kind of just, it is. I'm not going to be a genre police. I'm trying not to be and say Brandy Carlisle did not even won this, right? I do get it in kind of some aspects, but I just don't get there was better. For me, how I think there was better musicians to win it that were not even on this list. I think, like I said, I think this should have won just because of a tribute, or this should have won actually. Here, I think who I should have won was probably, again, this would probably hard, but Turnstile should have won at least one again, right? Should have won at least one, in my opinion. And I do believe that some of the lists that are not even on this list, like Sleep Token. How the heck did Sleep Token not even get nominated? That's just beyond me. Best rock song. Okay, this one again. I get Brandy Carlisle winning one because the way they picked this is just completely dumb, right? So I get Brandy Carlisle winning one, and I believe maybe in this one she should have won. Like, I have no problem her winning one. Like, comparing to all of this, maybe the War on Drugs. Well, I'm not like the biggest fan of the War on Drugs, the band. You know. But again, this Red Hot Chili Peppers song is not great. I don't think for me that whole album I wasn't keen on. I like For Shanti coming back. I did like Josh Klinghoffer's The Getaway more. Personally, I thought that was a decent album. I did like Dark Necessities, which was the main single on the album, and I do, of course, I have Red Hot Chili Peppers band on my wristband. And I do like their earlier later stuff. Like One Hot Minute is my favorite album of theirs, because it leans to definitely more of an experimental side of theirs, while keeping an aside the side. No, they didn't really keep a side, but they had a more of an experimental side, which a lot of people just didn't like. And I do like a lot of their bigger songs, which on Danny California, Snow, obviously Stadium Arcadium has good songs. By the Way is another good song. Again, By the Way has a bit of a has definitely a bit of a more obviously electronic-y side, but it's still kind of rocky side to it, funk rock side to it. But yeah, I don't mind like Shanti's era. I just think Red Hot Chili Peppers are another old band. They've been around for a long, long time. This song has this sea shanty and this. I just don't like the song in general. It just has this kind of trying to mimic, the Celtic stuff, trying to do like an Irish, Scottish thing, which just sounds horrible. It just sounds like a horrible thing. It just, I think most Americans will be like, oh, this isn't bad. But if you're like from here, you're gonna kind of cringe. It's a bit cringy. That's all it is. It's not like, yeah. It's just, it's kind of like the Weller Man, but if you try to do the Weller Man in a bit of more rockier type song with Americans trying, and I get some trying to do it and some perfecting it, some can do it well. Kiedis can't do it well. Sorry about that, but it's not a great song. And I'm a big fan of Red Hot Chili Peppers, but that song just isn't great. Best rock album. These are all super, especially Mainstream Sellout. This album is straight garbage. You might have just got 3 Days Grace Explosions in this. Then you could have had the, yeah. Again, here who I would have picked. Again, here I don't have really biggest problem Ozzy winning, and maybe I would give it to Idols, I guess. But again, Soul Glow was another breakout artist that could have got nominated in this. But again, them nominating new artists is they won't. Elvis Costello as well. I didn't even know Elvis Costello is still making music, bro. Like, That's what makes me funny. And the Black Keys again, but you could have Rival Sons. I think they released a couple of songs. I don't know if they released an album. Like that's the thing. This is the thing. This is the problem with the whole Grammys and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is they kind of just fixated on the past, right? They're not really trying to include new artists into it. They're just fixated on what happened before and just kind of welcoming those kind of artists with a few more popular artists, right? That's all they're doing. They're not welcoming these new bands. And this is the problem. And I'm probably going to release on this channel of gatekeeping on rock and metal. It's so gatekept, but it's also Grammy's fault. It's also these kind of things that nominate these artists because people don't go out their way to listen to these new artists, to those artists that are coming up in the independent scene. Is because they never get nominated. They don't get the recognition they deserve, and that's kind of this is what's kind of sad. And some of those bands have good lyrics, they have good focus, they have good melodies, and they have good they got the they got the potential, right? But they just give it to these old ass bands that, I don't mind Ozzy winning one. It's just give it to someone who's new, who are in there, and like people who are in there in like at least 20s, right? Or 30s, even early 30s. But you're nominating these old ass bands that have been around for a long ass time. Then here, as best alternative music, again, I know some of this. Arcade Fire, never been big into Arcade Fire. Don't know why. It just wasn't my groove. It just wasn't my groove. Big Thief, I enjoyed that album. I'm a big fan of Adrienne Lenker. I pressed something here, and I pressed the wrong thing here. Okay, I have to go back to this one. Oh my god, I hate this. It's because my internet is trash, guys. It's my internet is garbage, and this computer is pretty bad as well. Oh my god, we're gonna have to go back. So, where were we? We were like best alternative. I saw. Yeah, Big Thief. This album is pretty good. Like I said, I like Adrienne Lenker's stuff. I think she does very good stuff, very melodic kind of stuff, very melancholic stuff. Yes, all folky music is kind of similar in that kind of regards, but I think she gives it more. She has definitely more of a Nick Drake kind of feel to it, but also has a bit of a Sabine Bayer kind of feel, like this more indie folky kind of inspired vocal melodies, which I do like. I don't mind it. Bjork has been around for a long ass time too, and I think Bjork's period she already reached her peak in a way, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. Wet Leg, I don't mind Wet Leg winning this. This is probably the only one that I don't mind winning it. I just don't like how they won the same thing. Like, that's the way. I think nominations should be different artists in different sections. Like the this album was trash, sorry. The has gone down their peak. Even Block Party could have been into this. I know Block Party's album wasn't like super great, but it's definitely better than the That album, at least. I like Maps, the song Maps, and I do like the earlier stuff, but come on. have not. That album is just a drag. It's just a drag. And then best alternative music performance. At least Arctic Monkeys didn't win with this boring fest. I'm sorry, the car was boring. Yes, I get it. He's trying to be philosophical and trying to be deep, and I get it. But they already done that previously with Hotel Tranquility and Casino. I think they did it with the same launch thingy. Yes, this maybe has a more of a glam feel to it, a bit different. But I expected them to go into like a more, maybe not go like, I understand not going back to your roots and evolving, right? But I feel like they've been stuck a bit in the past as well. I liked AM, and I saw the potential AM had. Them going in this more of a kind of a bluesy, kind of rocky direction, right? This kind of more of that kind of direction, right? Having this more pop rock kind of feel, more mainstreamy kind of feel, right? It was good. It was decent. I didn't hate it. Then when Tranquility, Christine Basin dropped, okay, I was like, this is kind of, this, most people will not like this, but it has a loungy feel, good for like when you're kind of in the mood of like trying to pass time, right? And then this came out, and I was like, nah, this is just the car. I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to be like very deep and stuff, and I don't mind it. I don't mind that style of stuff, but it's just, I rather listen to if I want to listen to kind of deep kind of stuff, I'd rather listen to Leonard Cohen or Elliott Smith, right? I'd rather listen to that kind of stuff, like kind of stuff like I know I'm gonna be put into the music, right? I'm not gonna go and listen to this where I know it doesn't have half of what Leonard Cohen or Elliott Smith have, right? And I know there's genre-wise they're not similar. I know that, but it just, if I rather listen to something more melancholic and more, blue, that gives you the blues, I'd rather listen to that kind of stuff. Big Thief certainly. I think this should have won. I think Big Thief should have won at least one. Florence and the Machine. I think Florence and the Machine for me is. I have a bit different story with Florence and the Machine. I know Dog's Days Over or something like that. That song was played. It was played everywhere on the radio, and I got sick of Florence and the Machine because of that song. Even though I do think they have good stuff, it's just that song just. It was played everywhere, and I was like 15 or 16 at the time, and I was like, I hated it. It just when you listen to something for a very long time, you just begin to dislike it. I didn't hate it at first. I was like, this is okay, but then it just got overplayed. And King is an okay song. I don't hate it, but that song just made me sort of dislike Florence and the Machine, but not dislike Florence and the Machine, if you know what I mean. And Wet Leg winning it again. I don't mind Wet Leg winning it. And yes. I know I listened to a bit of yes, but I just completely gone one year and forgot the out the other. For me, at least, the yes went. We're gonna go record of the year a bit. I'm just gonna go breathe past this of what I think should have won. And for me, what I think record of the year should have won is Kendrick. Either Kendrick should have won for me. No, I think Kendrick should have won, actually. Looking at all this, I only see Kendrick winning this. Mary J. Blige, I'm okay. I love old school R&B. I love it, right? I do like some old school R&B. Mary J. Blige is a bit past her peak at this point. Not trying to be bad, but you know. But I mean, it's an older musician, right? They're not the same as ABBA as well. Like, sorry, but you make good music in the past, but it's now the present, and we're looking in the future for newer generation music. Adele's Easy on Me is okay. It's a ballady kind of song. It's fine. I think she has better ones. It's okay, it's okay. Background music for me at least. And then people are gonna say, how can you say background music? There's better songs that she's done. It's not really totally trash, but it's also not super great. Beyonce Break My Soul. I know Renaissance was a very big album, so I thought Beyonce may win here at least. So Brandy Carlisle, yeah, she's not gonna win against this Doja Cat Woman. I didn't thought Doja Cat was gonna win. Bad Habit by Steve Lacy. This song was killed by TikTok. It's a good song, but TikTok just killed the song. They overplayed the song to the heck. It's a good song. I don't mind the song. The Hard Part 5. I like this is the song I think should have won, but it is what it is. Lizzo About Damn Time. I don't particularly hate the song. I don't think it's great either. I just think it's meh. As It Was by Harry Styles. Harry Styles has done okay songs past, but before Harry's House is just overrated. It's not great. And guess who won album of the year? Harry's House. I mean, at this point, I wouldn't even hate it if at least Bad Bunny didn't win. At least Bad Bunny didn't win because Bad Bunny's not great. ABBA, it's just because of the name. Adele, this is one of her weakest works in my opinion. Renaissance, Beyonce, maybe. Mary J. Blige, against past her peak. Brandy Carlisle, I mean, she probably is going to win more in the rock field than in the album of the year field. Music of the Years by Coldplay is the worst. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, Kendrick should have won one at least, but Kendrick is not going to win. Lizzo Special, I wouldn't hate Lizzo winning personally at one. I don't think she's awful. I think she may be a bit, there's a bit too much, where people just say, oh my god, she's one of the greatest. I think she's okay. I mean, I'm not great, the biggest fan. I'm trying to be open-minded. Like, I'm not a big fan of her music at all, but I mean, I get where people may like her. And then Harry's House is just one overhyped stuff. Like, he decent stuff before, right? I know a couple albums before he did were not bad. They had like these more of a dancey kind of feel to it, but this just feels it's just not for me. It's not. Song of the year, at least A, B, C, D, E, F. You didn't win. That I'm not happy with that. And God, they didn't win this. And Just Like That, but Bonnie Raitt. This would kind of surprise me, that winner, because I thought Beyonce may win one, which he didn't. Which brand new artist. This one I kind of felt sad for this one, right? Why did I kind of feel sad for this? Why is Lorna Shore not on this thing as brand new artist? Why isn't even... Why is Sleep Token not on this? Huh? I don't even know half of these people. I know some of these people, but I don't know half of these people. I can tell you, I know people who don't even listen to rock or metal and No Sleep Token. Right? Why are they not on the list? I'm surprised Måneskin didn't win, honestly. Why? But, you know, Electric Cowboy should have been on. I mean, maybe they're a bit too late, but they should have been nominated for something. It just feels like a big stab of rock and metal music, and folk music too in general. Songwriter of the year, I don't really. That's not what I really cared. Soundtrack, don't really care. This kind of depressed me too. Because when I first saw it, like 3 months ago, Underroad Warriors got nominated for the best recording package, but Underoath didn't even get nominated for rock or metal. Can you get surprised by that? Didn't even get nominated. Didn't even get nominated. I'm a big fan of Kev Moth. He's actually pretty good. I actually like his music. Dr. John is still making music? What the heck? Didn't Dr. John need to look this up actually? Didn't Dr. John make like music back in the 70s, bro? Really? They're nominating. Oh my god. I'll need to look this up, so wait a second, guys. I'm not gonna edit this as well. This is gonna be an unedited video. So, Dr. John passed away. I didn't even know Dr. John passed away. Damn. Okay. I didn't know he passed away. Okay, that's my fault. That is my fault. This is why you should look up things, guys, because you may not know a few things that you get to know. So now you know. And then Best Americana's Roots album, Bonnie Raitt one. It just feels like they just didn't even really didn't care. They just picked out 4 artists and they just won, right? I'm not looking at the best boxed or best recording. I'm just looking at the bigger ones, like the ones that win brand new song of the year. It feels like they just picked ones and they're like, this is good. Like, why not even the Grammys at this point? Like, they've been terrible like for a long time now. Like, well, what even is this at this point? What even is this? Like, they should have different artists in different categories. Not the same artists and the same artists winning and all that crap. They should have different artists for different things, for different sections, and should actually nominate them like that. Because there's definitely decent rock music out there. There's decent folk music, the more Americana type of music out there. There's more different types of music out there that is kind of getting popular, or at least getting the notoriety in the independent scene, but they just don't care about it. Like, it just blows my mind how much, like, Spirit Box got, how much popularity they got, right? Even touring with Bring Me the Horizon, which would definitely get nominated. I don't think they released any albums, so they didn't get nominated, or I don't think any songs. Fall Out Boy gonna get nominated next year, so but like, I'm just blown away by how behind they are with the times. That's how it blows my mind away. It's like there's so much more newer stuff out there getting released, but they're selecting this old ass stuff, right? And I'm actually not even sad that Brandy Carlisle won this one. Do I really want to see old ass Bryan Adams win it? Do I really want to see a cover win it? Do I really see one of even Black Keys? They're so much better in that genre. The only ones that I would like over this to win as idols. This is just a tribute, and not the song by Tenacious D. And then Turns to Holiday. Right? These are the songs that I would love to win it over this. But I don't hate this. A lot of people are like, this is not even rock. Her earlier material is rock. It's folk rock, and it's it has country rock and other types of soft rock, I guess, vibe to it. I guess her newer material isn't really, I wouldn't describe it. It has rock influence to it, but you may say it the same as, I always repeat this. You may say to the Jonas Brothers, when they were on Disney, they had a lot of punk rock, pop punk influence. Does that make them a pop punk back then? Not really. The same as Boys Like Girls or anything during that scene. They all had punk influence, but that does that make them a punk band? That's one thing, right? And I don't hate her winning personally. I think maybe she should have won one, but not two. I think she's just, for me, that's what it is about this. And I'm speaking the same over things. It's a rant. It's basically just a rant. I'm just a bit angry over this, right? The same Wed Leg winning one. I think Wed Leg should have won one. Don't get me wrong. There's definitely over some of this they should have won, but I do believe that Big T should have won one. In my opinion, I think this album was underrated. But it's not as underrated getting Grammys, look, But I don't think Adrienne Lenker's, she's not mainstream enough to win it, So it's just, I don't know. What's your opinion, guys, about Grammys? I know a lot of people shit on the Grammys, and they're right to, because they're just trash every year, and it's not like this year's been remarkably different. If I'd done it last year a video, I would have done the same, but I was in college last year, so I couldn't have done this video. I've done this video because I just wanted to give my opinion, and not just Grammys. I think Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is totally garbage, and any time nominations that Rolling Stone has some kind of nominations, and they have like top 100s and lists, and they're garbage too, because it's all subjective, right? It's all subjectivity, right? Music, a lot of these lists are subjective because, you're leaving some artists that, should get at least some notice. But that's really it. I'm going to see you in the next video, guys. Oh, by the way, when you put a lot of, and I know I'm going back, when you put a lot of different rock songs on this list, and a lot of older bands, why did Mike Hem not get on the list? Why did Mike Hem's newest song, Foundations of Decay, not get on the list? That's one thing I want to get answered here, because I do believe that it's better than this. I know they didn't release an album, but it's better than this. It's better than this. It's sorry, but it's better than this too, and it may be better than this as well. I would say it's a bit, because I'm a biased Mike Hem fan. And it's for sure better than this whole album. This album is garbage. It's trash. Right? Machine Gun Kelly is not great. Right? We all have to agree with that. He's a Lil Peep cover artist, pretty much. And Lil Peep he's good. He's okay. He's not. But yeah, I just wanted to end it here. Bye. See you guys.